y'all? I'm Steve, and this is
Teresa.
Lovely Elev8 doll, and today we're here to talk about what exactly is a vaporizer. So what a vaporizer basically does is it takes the hot air, or it takes a surface material. Conduction would be, well, there's two types. There's convection, conduction, and we'll get into that. But it takes heat and heats the oils up to where they hit their boiling point. When they hit their boiling point, they go from a liquid to a vapor, and then it releases off the plant and you inhale. So that's where I come up with the term raw dabs, because people are doing dabs nowadays to pull the oils off from doing concentrates. Man, let's do raw dabs. It's full spectrum. We'll talk more about full spectrum later, but with pulling it right off the flower, you get that. So how do you know what temperature to go for your vaporizer? So the whole digital thing, digital smigital, because if the airflow, if it goes slower, it's going to heat up more. Things with fans, they get a constant speed through there, so you can get a little bit more good algorithm to come up with a temperature to tell you and I, but it's an algorithm telling us, and I don't need an algorithm. I just need to know what works for me, and that's why we are analog on how that works. Because audiophiles, they don't need to know what volume I'm doing. What does it mean? My ears tell me, my lungs tell me, my flavor tells me. As you become a vaporizer connoisseur, you definitely are going to start to figure out what the right temperature is for your flavors, extraction of different things. And then we got conduction and convection, right? So convection is when your air is what heats your plant matter up. Conduction is when it basically touches the herb or touches the concentrate. Basically it's touching it. That's conduction. And then, so what is the proper temperature for whatever you're vaping? Well, that really depends on you. It depends on what you're trying to get out of it, and it depends what you're actually vaporizing. What I've found is that the last basically cannabinoid that comes out would be THCV, which is not well, it is, but THCV, and then CBC, and those both vaporize about 428. And then, well, how do you know what that is? Well, it's dark brown roast. Excuse me. And how I say that is because cannabis actually combusts at about 450. So you got about a 20-degree window there where you're not going to combust and you're going to get full extraction out of it.
So what's the difference? What's combust?
Combust is like when you catch something on fire, which your unit can catch on fire once it reaches the 450 degrees. If you keep heating that up, it will go ahead and ignite. You can ignite with a lighter. You can ignite with a solar magnifying glass. You can light with hemp. It's all combustion, and when it hits combustion, it's actually getting around 2,000 degrees. There's three types. There are desktops, which these fit into. Then there's portable, which these kind of all fit into. And then there's e-cigarette, which this I feel fits into. Why do you need a desktop? Why do you need a portable? And what would be the e-cig? So we're not going to talk too much about the e-cig here today. The desktop, it's your workhorse. The thing's going to just power through. You don't have to worry about batteries getting jacked up. This one's designed where you can leave aroma top on, make it smell good in your house. You use this thing 24/7, so it's not just a vape that sits there 95% of the time doing nothing. It can actually be used damn near 100% of the time that you own this thing. So that's the desktop. You can use these things like, they're solid. They're just super solid. Then we got portables. And how do those work? What are they for? So we make a portable called the Sidekick. It does work for dry herbs and it does work for concentrates. But straight up, I'm going to say use this for your dry herbs on the go. You're going to get your full spectrum, much like your desktop. If you're going to use your whip here for dry herbs and you want to use concentrates, add your concentrates right to the flower. The flower will soak up the fats and lipids and so forth and still allow you to get great vape, keeping it clean. Now, if you want concentrates on the go, get yourself an affordable pen. We make a wax maxer. It's the way to go. And because when you go from herbs to concentrates, not so bad. But when you go back from concentrates to herbs, man, your concentrates, they're a sloppy mess. They're just on concentrates. I don't care for them on concentrates. You know, how does this thing work? Well, A, it has to get your herbs up to temperature. So your first hit on a vape or a whip style is going to be really, really weak because it's taking it from room temperature up. Once those oils get up to temperature, it starts vaping real well. If you grind it up and you have a lot of surface area broke down, you're going to get a little bit bigger hits in shorter times. And so how does this thing work? Well, really, it's simple, right? So we have a heating element here. We use a ceramic heating element, gives it long life. Basically, it heats up. When your air goes past that, it heats the air up. So the slower you inhale, the hotter your air gets. A good desktop will for sure be able to do flower and concentrates because you can use it the same way. This is set up for dabs. And that's the top right there. So that's a dab dish, and it's a quartz thing. So this works pretty much like a ENAIL or a banger, where people are using a torch to try to find their perfect temperature. Once you dial this in, your perfect temperature set, you set it and forget it, like old Mr. Ronco said. It's fit right into there. And you could do it with one hand. You could go ahead and put that on. Then got a carb cap right there. That was convection and conduction, but I will call this thing a portable dry herb. What constitutes portable? To me, portable means you can conveniently put it in your pocket and discreetly vape on the go. With the stir feature, we were able to give it a great hit, much like convection. I wouldn't recommend a portable vape for dry herbs to work for concentrates, because if you're truly vaporizing it, you're going to vaporize all the good stuff, and there's going to be fats and lipids in there, and they're going to be left over. And you can take this off and you can clean it out with a tidy tip or a Q-tip or something, but that's just not how it works when you're doing a portable. When you're doing a portable, you puff on it, you do whatever, you put it away, and you throw it in your pocket and go. In the same category is we got a pen. And then there's a lot of different pens out there too. Pros and cons about them is you definitely can't put dry herb in here. Dry herb, mostly dry herb with a little bit of concentrate in your wand, keeps it clean. Dry herb with a little bit of wax in your, or concentrate with your flower, keep it clean. This is purely wax. And
it's pretty ergonomic as well.
Yeah, it goes. You can put it in your pocket here, there, whatnot, you know. But you do want to keep these things upright, because once they are warmed up, they definitely get some oil in them and everything like that. And it'll, you know, once it's warmed up, it's gonna spill out because the viscosity gets really, really high, and gets really juicy. Maybe 4 types. We got a desktop that can do all that stuff. Then we got a portable dry herb. Then we got a portable concentrate. And then we got the cartridges. Soon, once you develop a palate, you want to taste the wine. You want to know how all the things that are in there, what it was, so forth. And same with beer, what different ingredients were in there, what it was. You know, you go into something like this. This is just convenience. A device that heats up a material from a solid to a liquid to its vaporizing temperature that you inhale and you can consume it. A vaporizer, what is it? It's what does it do? It really tells you if you got good herb or not good herb.
Right.
You know, if you got some crappy herb and you put it in here, you might get 2, probably a little more, 2 to 6 vape hits out of it. But man, if you got some super fire herb, that was that one day we got.
For a while.
I don't want to bullshit. We're talking bullshit, but it got over like 25 hits,
oh,
right?
Oh yeah,
20?
Absolutely, yeah. There's been times when we've been able to vape it 3 or 4 sessions.
You know, what is a vaporizer? It's a tool used to truly get to explore and experience the flavors of whatever you're vaporizing. A machine used to infuse your food.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I think we went over everything about a vape. I hope we were really clear about it. I feel
clear as mud.
Clear as mud. So if you felt any of that was bullshit, let me know. But it was great bullshitting with you, Teresa.
You too.
All right, peace, y'all.